So today what we're going to talk about is the building blocks of geometry. This is lesson 1-1. So those three terms that you see up there, point, line, and plane, are the building blocks of geometry. I'm going to go through a lot of definitions today. Okay. So first of all, point, line, and plane. We're going to start with a point. A point is the most basic building block of geometry. A point indicates a location. Okay? A point is the most basic building block of geometry. It indicates a location. How we name a point is we use a capital letter. So, everything builds upon a point. That is probably the biggest thing you need to remember. Everything builds upon a point. Without a point, we couldn't have a line. Okay? Without points, we couldn't have planes. Without points, we couldn't have segments. We couldn't have arrays. So a point, the most basic building block of geometry, it is a location. It is named with a capital letter. So if you notice down here below, I have a picture of a point. So if I were you, this is in your definition section. If I were you, I would write down everything you see here, and then I would put this picture. Reason being, what that does is that shows you what a point is, even though I know most of you already know that anyway. Every one of you knows that. So how would I name this, or what would I say that this is? How would I describe this picture right here? What would I say? What is that? Yeah, but what would this whole picture be? Keep going. Point what? Point P. There you go. So this right here is point P. So if this was a C, it would be point C. If it was a D, it would be point D. That is everything you need to know about a point. Points are everywhere. Your book even uses a picture of poppy seeds. Poppy seeds on a bagel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a line. A line is a straight arrangement of points extending forever in two directions. Now it's important you get two directions down because we will talk about a figure that extends indefinitely in one direction. So a line is a straight arrangement of points extending forever in two directions. Now, initially, your book talks about naming a line by 2 points on the line. And that is correct, but there's also another way we can name a line. And that's what I have written in pink. We may name a line by a single lowercase italic letter. So if you take this standardized test, the ACT, if you would take like your ITBS, they don't have to always use 2 points on the line. What they could do is they will probably do something like this. And they will say line M. So this, first of all, if we were just going to name it with the 2 capital letters, what would this be? Line PQ, good. So is there another way I can name that line? Line M, or what else? Line QP. Another way we can go ahead and write that is we can use this, which is a shortcut way. The shortcut way for writing line PQ is to put a P and a Q and then a miniature line above it. Okay, so we could do line PQ, we could also do line QP. We could do line M. So those are 5 different ways that we could name that line. And it's important that you know all 5 of those are correct. So come test time, I would accept any of those. My personal favorites, well, it's going to be this one because it's alphabetical and you don't have to worry about writing the line out. Biggest thing you need to remember when you do that is you need to make sure you put the arrows above that, because if you don't, that indicates a segment. And we will get to line segments as well. So we've learned about a point. We've learned about a line. The next thing that is coming is a plane. Now when we refer to plane, we don't mean actual an airplane. What we are going to be looking at, oh, a sec, skipped it, there we go, is right there. A plane is a flat surface that extends indefinitely. Now, it's kind of hard to define a plane. So the best thing that I like to think about a plane is I like to think about a plane as being a piece of paper that keeps on going forever. So imagine you had a piece of paper, it keeps on going forever and ever. And that's what I like to think about a plane as being. Now notice, we name a plane with a capital script letter. Now that is how your book is starting out doing this. I also want you to understand there is another way to name a plane, and that is to use any 3 points on the plane. Any 3 points, and that is in pink. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 points on the plane. So we'll just do this, A, B, C. Now remember what I said, the pink is not presented in your book yet, but I want you to understand for testing purposes and things like that, that you can name it with any 3 points on the line, on the plane. So if I look at that plane, at that picture, what would that plane be named? Plane ABC is 1. So plane ABC is 1, and that's the one with the pink. And then what's the other one? There's another way to name that one. Plane P, exactly right. Now understand I could also put plane BCA or plane CBA or plane CAB, so you can put it in any order. It's just generally the accepted way to put it in alphabetical order. But those would be correct as well. So we've learned about a point, a line, and a plane. Point, a line, and a plane. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do something that's one of those things where you're going to come up with the definition of the next few terms. So up here on the screen, you're going to notice I've got a left part of the screen, a right part of the screen. I am telling you that points A, B, and C are collinear. That is how you say the word, collinear. Points P, Q, and R are not collinear. So based on those diagrams, what is, what isn't, I want you to come up with a definition for collinear. What do you think collinear means? So that's going to be our next word we're going to find, collinear. So if you want to wait, I've actually got what the definition is here. So if in words you want to tell me what collinear means, that would be great. What do you think collinear is? Yeah?
2 lines that eventually meet.
Okay. Would you say that if I extended PQ over here, would they meet? Okay. This is one example. Those are not collinear, P, Q, and R. These are not collinear. This is like 2 examples. A, C, and B are collinear. A, B, and C are collinear. So it's like 2 separate examples here. Okay, Travis, you got it?
Means on the same line.
Means on the same line. Okay, collinear, here's the definition, folks. Points on the same line. So let's do root words. Because when you think about collinear, like if you have co-captains on a team, co-captains on the cheer squad, what does co mean? what would the co-captains do? Two of them, or more, and they would share the responsibility, right? So when the Huskers have their co-captains go down, they have like 4 of them. And that means they share the captain duties. So co means share. Linear means line. So share line. So points on the same line. Points that share the same line. That's what collinear means. Points on the same line. So now we're going to talk about, oh, see that? There we go. Go back. Coplanar. Points A, B, and C are coplanar. Points A, B, and C are not. Oops. Got a little change here. That should be coplanar, not collinear. Sorry, I copied that. We'll change that real quick. There we go. Okay. So what do we think coplanar means? Yeah.
They're, all the points are on the same plane.
All the points are on the same plane, right? Okay, points on the same plane. So collinear, same line. Coplanar, same plane. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because I think we're probably getting close to the 15 minutes, and then I'm going to start it up again.